it's an exciting night here today. Obviously, we just finished off the press conference right now. I want to get started off with your thoughts in this partnership with One Championship and Amazon Prime Video, especially given how big, how gigantic being part of Prime Video is.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big step for us. We've been looking for the right partner to come in the U.S. Prime Video, obviously, they've been consuming sports content. Thursday nights is now the home of the NFL, and for us, from those angles alone, it was a no-brainer. With Prime Video, they have over 200 million subscribers, so this is going to open up the U.S. and Canada market for us, and a big step for us for our foray into the United States before we're boots on ground.
How exactly did this collaboration come about?
Actually, Prime Video reached out to us. They've seen what we have on our socials with our RFE, and they know that we're the largest organization on the other side of the planet, and they're looking for that. And I think the fact that we're a unique platform, we offer our MMA matches, but also, we have world-class grapplers, Muay Thai artists, kickboxers, and so it's a product that's like some of the products, but definitely way different, and that's not even getting into the entertainment factor that I'd mentioned on stage earlier.
Exactly. You did mention a little bit about the differences too, and that was one of the things that I did want to talk to you about in terms of what do you guys want to do to make One Championship, stand out and be different from some of the other promotions that are out there.
Well, if you've ever been to an event before, then you would know. But if you haven't, first of all, the stage where you enter, it's amazing. There's an entire LED background. We do a customized walkout for every athlete that's choreographed to music, pyro, smoke, and it's truly something amazing to see from an entertainment standpoint with their walkout music. And then the athletes themselves, the differentiating factor, once I started get into the competition side of things, the hydration protocols that we have, the actual judging system, the scoring system that we have, and how we judge our fights in their entirety, as one big fight rather than on a round by round basis. I believe that our scoring system and our judging system is what pushes the athletes along with the hydration protocols, because you're dealing with athletes that are fully hydrated, capable of performing at 100%. And that's what kind of makes that high 70% finishing rate that we have, along with when you look at if you've kept up with the events, like when you look at the grappling matches that we put on, oftentimes people are a bit concerned, grappling can end up being a snooze fest. But you look at the Rotolo brothers that we had recently. When you look at the matches with with Musamechi, the last one, he was on stage tonight. These are just amazing matches. The Muay Thai matches with the 4-ounce gloves, the highest level kickboxing. I see amazing strikers in MMA, and then I've actually personally worked with some of these guys that are just purists in Muay Thai or purists in kickboxing, and it's a whole different level, and you can see that in competition. And I'll say this, that when the company first announced that they were doing Muay Thai matches on an MMA event, I was like, no, this is. And then I saw the first Muay Thai match, and I was like, oh wow, this is pretty entertaining. And I was like, but I still didn't want to like it, right? But it's just proven to be just an amazing product. So I think all those differentiating factors is going to separate us from anybody else here in the U.S.
Completely agree with that. And now I do want to ask you, because you've obviously had, your career is very interesting. You were a school teacher, then you became a fighter, and now you're in this executive position. So I do want to ask you, what has been that transition? And I know it's been several years now, doing the executive position and the executive role now. But what was that transition like for you, to go from being a fighter to being in this executive position? And on top of that, kind of walk us through the difference of what it's like, preparing for a fight and then preparing, and totally differently, for a big event, of this magnitude. As an executive, right?
Well, I'll tell you this, just on a personal note. When I first joined One Championship as an executive and I was coming to the events, it was difficult for me because every time I was at an event, it felt like I was fighting, because you're in an arena, and it kicks up those same emotions that you had before. But coming on One Championship, I was hired in. Obviously, I have a ton of experience in the industry, as well as my background in education and mathematics. So there's so many different things that I can do for this company. Tonight I'm handling a press conference, but I've done some commentating before, and I've ran a travel show for them. I've recruited talent, and so they can put me on the competition side of things. So there's so many different things that you can do. And I think that's one of the things that I like particularly about being in this industry. It's almost like MMA, where you're mixing all your arts. I'm like this executive that's mixing a bunch of different things. So I literally just, go wherever the company needs me and do whatever they need me to do.
Jack of all trades.
I'll just say of all trades.
Exactly. Rich, thank you so much for chatting with me today. Thank you very much.